Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television. A reminder of our top stories. Fresh attacks on 3 villages in Plateau State leaves 6 people dead and several properties destroyed. Manager of Ogba Zoo in Edo State, Andrew Ehanire, regains his freedom after spending 3 weeks in captivity. Federal government says there's no such thing as $25 billion NNPC contract anywhere. And a massive bomb attack in the Somali capital, Mogadishu, claims the lives of over 200 people with several others injured. For more on our top stories and others, please visit our websites channelstv.com and youtube.com/channelsweb. Log on to m.channelstv.com to watch us on your mobile device or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows devices from their respective stores. The Channels TV and Channels 24 app will give you access to news and updates. You'll also have access to the iWitness feature with which you can share those pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the menu and follow the instructions. We have received the pictures that you sent into our iWitness portal. Let's begin with this one from Sabongeri in Kaduna State, showing this scenic area shot of the place. Our iWitness reporter wants investors to come to that part of the country because of its beautiful landscape. And this image from Bida in Niger State shows a dangerous overload. iWitness reporter wants men of the Federal Road Safety Corps to stop this act as it's again finding its way back to the roads. Staying with dangerously overloaded vehicles, we're looking at a picture of men sitting quite dangerously on a moving vehicle on the highway along the airport road in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. According to our iWitness reporter, whatever happens to these people will affect other road users and they should therefore be stopped. Finally, is this image from Calabar Biase Federal Highway in Cross River State, showing a road eaten away by erosion. Our iWitness reporter expresses worry over the danger this poses for unsuspecting motorists and those using it for the first time. He pleads for urgent attention. And we thank you for sending in those pictures. And just as our iWitness reporter is calling for intervention, residents and commuters plying the Biase-Calabar Federal Highway in Cross River State are also saying that if nothing is done about the road, then it will finally cave in and more lives will be lost. According to iWitness, the road began sinking in about 3 weeks ago, and with the heavy rains, it keeps getting worse. This is Biase-Calabar Federal Highway, a major route connecting the central and northern parts of Cross River State to other states across Nigeria from Calabar. Now the road has become a death trap not only for motorists, but also students who apply the route daily to their various schools.
Students are passing here day and night. Some of them are passing in fear. They are not passing here in happiness.
Erosion has eaten up a major portion of the road, leaving just a strip for motorists and residents to maneuver. The entire road is on the verge of caving in, with running water already seeping right through its non-existent clay foundation.
The place is so bad, the people are crying. Please, we need government to come and help us so that this road, they will put the gutter together and they make sure they put it in the very model way.
This FEMA has been coming. They will come, they snap and go. Other companies have been coming, they only snap and go since then. So we've not heard anything. So I'm the one now directing our tanker and some vehicle and children going to school.
A lawmaker representing Biase in the State House of Assembly is on site to see things for himself.
he is worried about what he sees.
If you look deep, you really see that the water or the force that it contains has eaten so deep that any time from now, if something is not gently done, then the whole thing will collapse. And when that happens, then there will be no road at all linking this set, and that will be so unfortunate.
For now, the state government can only carry out palliative measures on the road, since it is a federal government highway. The residents expect that the relevant authorities will quickly come up with a more effective and permanent solution. Otherwise, it's a ticking time bomb, a disaster waiting to happen.
The newly dualized Ikire-Ekiti Township Road has been commissioned by Governor Ayodele Fayose in an event that was attended by the Governor of Gombe State, traditional rulers and government functionaries. Mr. Fayose said he was delighted that the support his administration has received from the people and maintains the state government's commitment to sustainable development.
This is certainly a day residents of Ikere community will remember as a crowd storms the venue of the official commissioning of dualized Ikere Township Road and Streetlight Phase 3. The Governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose, commends the community for supporting his administration, promising more development to the area.
I want to thank you for your cooperation as a people. You are very peaceful. You are wonderful, outstanding, dependable, trustworthy. I am prepared to go along with you.
The traditional ruler of Ikere-Ekiti showed appreciation to the governor for the project.
The event here today, the roads, the lights, is also replicated in all the 16 local governments of Ekiti State. Now, if a man can do this, when a country is said to be in recession, when there is paucity of funds, and he can do this, what will he have done during the time when there was oil boom? So, for him to be able to achieve this, for me, it is a miracle.
Soon after, Governor Fayose performs the commissioning alongside the Governor of Gombe State, Ibrahim Dankwambo.
I want to, on behalf of the good people of Ekiti State, joining you from Gombe State, to commission this road to the glory of God and for the benefit of our people.
Thank God.
Thank you, Excellency.
The dualized road is sure to make life easier for residents in Ekiti South Senatorial District, and the government appeals to the people to make judicious use of infrastructure, even as the state government is expected to put into consideration due maintenance so it lasts for years to come.
After weeks of accusations and counter-accusations over the award of contract to the tune of $25 billion by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, the presidency has come out to say that no such money existed. A statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the Vice President on Media and Publicity, Laolu Akonde, says the sum was neither awarded in contract nor missing as speculated in some quarters. Mr. Akonde was responding to reactions that followed his tweets in which he said the Vice President, while acting as President, approved joint venture financing arrangements. The presidential spokesperson says, take both the crude term contracts and the direct sale, direct purchase agreements, for instance. These are not procurement contracts involving the expenditure of public funds. Both transactions are simply a shortlisting process in which prospective off-takers of crude oil and suppliers of petroleum are selected under agreed terms and in accordance with due process. It is therefore wrong and misleading to refer to them as though they're contracts involving the expenditure of NNPC funds or public funds of any sort. Health matters now. The Enugu State government, in partnership with non-governmental organizations, has provided free medical treatment to 850 citizens with hearing impairment. According to the state government, the treatment, which also includes provision of hearing aids to 400 persons with different degrees of hearing disability, is in line with its promise to deploy government resources to address the people's needs.
Statistics from the World Health Organization indicate 360 million people worldwide suffer from disabling hearing loss, and 32 million of this number are children. Hearing loss may result from factors including genetic causes, complications at birth, certain infectious diseases, chronic ear infections, and aging. That explains why students and others with different degrees of hearing impairment across Enugu State, the members of the State Executive Council, the Olusegun Obasanjo Foundation and the Starkey Hearing Foundation converged on the Michael Okpara Square, Enugu, to ensure that 850 registered patients get free hearing treatment. The State Commissioner for Health sets the tone for the event.
Hearing impairment implies a range of varying degrees of difficulty with the perception of sound. It ranges from mild hearing impairment to a complete loss of hearing, which we describe as deafness. We have invited people with all these degrees of hearing impairment today here. This is the beginning of a journey. Today we witness the first of many other activities like this to come.
The CEO of the Olusegun Obasanjo Foundation and the Managing Director, Global Health and Research, Starkey Hearing Foundation, the USA, commended the efforts of the states and encouraged follow-up consultations.
We thank the Enugu State government for how far they've gone, their support, preparation. We have been highly impressed. We are proud of you. You've shown us that you are the state for everybody to follow.
Our team here in Nigeria will be visiting the state every single month to service and maintain the hearing aids. And we promise to provide a lifelong supply of batteries that the patients will be needing to power their hearing aids.
While commending both partners, the Deputy Governor of Enugu State reiterates the state government's commitment to sustain the program to include people with other disabilities.
We assure the good people of Enugu State that we will, as a government, continue to welcome and support similar initiatives designed to provide free, good and cheaper access to medical treatment, as well as other aspects of development.
As this gesture doubtless aids the hearing impaired, if sustained as promised, will keep the smiles on the faces of the students who will enjoy a better quality of life.
Meanwhile, the Federal Ministry of Health has donated 650,000 doses of yellow fever vaccine to the Kwara State government to control the spread of the disease in the rural communities. After 2 weeks of monitoring and evaluating the situation, the team from the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency says it is satisfied with the proactive measure taken by the state government in combating the spread.
2 weeks ago, the Kwara State government announced the discovery of one case of yellow fever in Babanla Ifelodun local government area of the state. Following the announcement, the Federal Ministry of Health, through the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency and other stakeholders, swung into action by visiting communities to enlighten them on how to live healthy and prevent the disease.
People have a series of problems, like they don't know what to do when they are sick. Like in this clinic now, I think it's helping people to are aware of what they're supposed to do.
However, residents of the community emphasize that building health centers alone will not solve the health challenges in the community. The head of a non-governmental organization wants the state government to provide personnel in most of the hospitals.
In Gombe area here, we have a lot of places where healthcare delivery is just minus. And since we are from this place, we have to give back to our roots.
The state government praised the efforts of the federal government on the timely intervention to control the spread of yellow fever and promised to continue the campaign against the disease.
For now, we are working on starting our vaccination within the Ifelodun local government and other 9 conspicuous wards that are very close in other local government that are close to this Ifelodun local government.
After the 2 weeks visit to various communities in Kwara State, a team leader of a national primary healthcare development agency disclosed that 650,000 doses of yellow fever vaccines have been provided.
We urge other state governments, the state ministry of health and state health teams to be vigilant and maintain, improve on surveillance so that not only yellow fever, any similar kind of illness that breaks out in the community, they are quickly identified because early detection leads to early control and prevention of avoidable deaths.
The state government, on its part, promises to continue affordable healthcare services to ensure that communicable diseases are a thing of the past in the states.
When the News at 10 returns, the 2017 IMF World Bank annual meetings rounds up in Washington with fresh calls for eradication of corruption globally. Join us again.